watching 7 Action News, always taking action for you.
We begin with the battle over Michigan's new emergency manager law. Crowds protesting downtown at City Hall. The new, more powerful measure took effect today, and now opponents are fighting back through mobilization and litigation.
7 Action News reporter Jim Kurtzner is live with how the fight is growing. And Jim, who's on board?
Glenda and Joanne, here's the 50-page federal lawsuit just filed. You can see a long list of plaintiffs' names. Took several days to pull this together. This includes elected officials from Flint, Pontiac, school districts where emergency managers are running the government. It's also a coalition of clergy and organized labor.
Democracy looks like.
You'll recognize the man in front of the crowd, the Reverend Al Sharpton of the National Action Network. He led this crowd of about 100 from the AFSCME union headquarters down to the federal courthouse.
We will deal with it from a legal point of view as well as a mobilization point of view. I don't believe in these drive-by, announce you're going to do something and don't do it.
3 candidates for Detroit mayor joined this rally. They all oppose the emergency manager running the city of Detroit. The federal lawsuit is in addition to at least 2 others filed in state courts. The federal lawsuit seeks injunctive relief, stopping all emergency managers in the state, not just Detroit.
It violates our civil rights, but it also violates Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act.
The organizers of this group promise more civil disobedience. Can they deliver a crowd bigger than what is here today? I'm counting maybe 100 people
Well,
here.
that's why I said this is not a march.
Right.
So let's be, in all due respect, be a journalist. This is not a march. When we went to Trayvon Martin, when I say I'm bringing thousands, I brought thousands to a city called Sanford that nobody heard of.
During a morning event, the governor and Detroit emergency manager gave us this reaction to the federal lawsuit.
Yeah, we followed the law. So there's no issue.
I'm a lawyer. I believe in the rule of law. If anybody wants to file a lawsuit, that'll be resolved in courts. I really can't speak to it because it's ongoing litigation.
That's part of democracy. That's what the courts are for. Our track record's very good in winning our lawsuits.
Now, included in the list of names and the plaintiffs in this federal lawsuit, members of the Detroit Public School Board. Get this, the emergency manager running Detroit schools fired immediately. 6 employees today with the new power under the new law that takes effect today. School board members say they are exiled. That's why they're gathering to meet right now at a church, not at a school facility. Why? More on that next hour when we see you at 6. Glenda, Joanne?
All right, Jim, before you go, let's get back to some of those protests downtown. I understand you were kind of right in the middle of it all.
Yep, they moved from the federal courthouse over to City Hall inside. Check it out. These protesters were not inside, or rather not outside by the Spirit, but inside this time. They did block some people momentarily from coming and going from City Hall. Police were called. There were no arrests. The group wanted to get to the 11th floor to talk with Mayor Dave Bing. They were denied. He has been supporting the emergency manager, partnering with him. This group wants him fighting the takeover. If you could have gotten up to talk to the mayor, what would you have said to him?
Our message to the mayor would be exactly what you hear the people saying. Man up.
Man up.
Man up.
Use your power.
So this is day 1 of the new law for emergency managers statewide. A lot of legal ramifications and promises of more civil disobedience. Stay tuned. Glenda, Joanne?